Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's Get in Tune. I am Michael Gracia, and I have a great show planned. I'm going to just change my camera view just for a moment because nobody needs to be sitting and watching my fan spin in the background, or a quarter of it there, whatever. Better. Okay. So, I got a wonderful show tonight. I want to say hi to Dylan and Kimberly in the audience. Um, I am Michael Grassi for those who are new to watching. Um, and today is Wiz Wednesday. You all know that. It's at the Wiz Comic, both on Instagram and Facebook, every Wednesday by 9 a.m. Eastern. The Wiz is posted. It's a classic newspaper style strip posted on the web. But let me bring on my guest tonight. He is an animator. He is a creator of such a great character. I'm a huge fan of his work. Let's bring on Michael Cook. Hello, Michael.
Hello, Rob. Oh, wait, no, this isn't Talking Tunes, is it? Get in Tune. What is this? I was put on the wrong show. I'm kidding. Hello, Michael.
Hello.
How are you, my friend?
I'm doing very good. How you do?
I'm good. I just have one request.
Yeah.
Bring the fan back on. I'm a big fan of the fan.
Oh, man, you're going to make me laugh.
It's what I do.
If my throat wasn't hurting me, I would do my best Rob Paulson impression for you.
Oh, yeah?
Not that I have a good one, but I can sing United States, Canada, Mexico panel.
Oh, well, I can kind of do Carl Weezer a little bit, so that's kind of cool. Hello. I like llamas. Anyway. Hello, how are you? How's everything over on the East Coast? Are you frozen too?
You know what? It's I handle temperature differently than the average person. So I'm enjoying the cold. I have a window open right now and a fan going.
You sick man.
All I did was I just before we came on, I turned off my window fan.
Oh, God bless you. I've been freezing my rear off for 2 weeks in freezing sub-zero temperatures, -50, and you have your window open. It's balmy for you.
Yeah, no, listen, I wish I felt temperature like the average person, but I
wish it were normal.
No, it's funny because I don't feel okay, so I've told you on air. I've mentioned I have some medical issues, so I take medicine. The medicine makes me die of the heat constantly, so I'm always hot. It is so rare for me. It is. So
Let me tell you, your wife picked the right guy. I'm sorry.
No, listen, I don't disagree with you there. So I'm always dying of the heat. Even during the room I'm in, I can't put an air conditioner in, just because of the way the apartment's set up.
Right.
I'm only allowed 2, and it can't come in the studio. So once it hits like mid-spring, I'm dead in the studio. I'm on fans. I have air conditions going outside in the other rooms, trying to have fans set up, blowing it into this room just so I can function.
I've seen the papers flying around like a little whirlwind. It's actually kind of cool. I've witnessed it, folks. It's really, it's kind of fun.
It does. It has happened when I put papers on the table.
Well, first and foremost, Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year, man.
How's 2024 treating you?
At the moment, pretty good. I can't complain. How about you?
Yeah, same thing, man. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Hanging in there.
Got a lot of Chucky stuff in the works, huh?
We do. We last year was a pretty big year. We as all my fans know, and especially Kimberly, who is I dare say this on the air, but you know what? I think it's no surprise. She is probably my biggest fan. We are working on. Yes, we love Kimberly over on the show. So we have been working very hard on our big pilot episode, Films of a Feather. It's one of our biggest projects. And last year we put out a little teaser of what the show is going to look like. And we also did a really cool set of interstitial animation for a live event at the Arcata Theater called Chuck E. Chicken's Classic Cartoon Matinee. So that was kind of our big year, our big projects for last year. And this year, now we're going back and getting to work on the pilot proper, which we're really excited about.
That's awesome. And I got to tell you, I was on YouTube earlier just recatching up on some of your work because I haven't seen I haven't watched a lot recently.
And you call yourself a fan? How dare you?
But I watched the interstitials.
Yeah,
they were fantastic. They gave me such a feel of nostalgia, not just in watching someone on a at a theater. But I don't know, there was something about the way you write and the way your team animates your characters. It feels like you're back in the 30s or 40s. You really have a good sense of the era you're trying to bring to life again.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I honestly had a lot of fun with those. So, obviously the main inspiration for those interstitials was, without a doubt, both the Mickey Mouse Club and the Bugs Bunny show from the 50s and 60s, right?
Yeah.
Heck, the opening graphic is very much like the opening of the Mickey Mouse Club, where there's his face and the logo, and then it goes up, and then the curtain opens, and there's Mickey playing the instrument of the week, right? So we did that with Chucky verbatim. And I'm a big fan of vaudeville. For those of you who don't know what vaudeville is, kids, that came right alongside radio. It was before movies. So you had to go to a theater, pay a dime, get to sit down for 2 hours and watch really bad acrobats and singers and all sorts of fun stuff. No, I'm kidding. Some of the greatest performers in the history of the world got started on vaudeville. I agree. Yeah, and they would later go on to do radio, movies, and then end their career doing television. Yeah. So I really, because obviously in the past couple of years, we've had a lot of people who have brought back the 1930s style of animation, even better than how we're doing it, right? There's been Cuphead. There's also been Bendy and the Ink Machine. There's been all of these cool projects, a lot of them mainly video games, which, I love and adore all of the projects. The Cuphead show came out a couple years ago, did gangbusters. I mean, it just was really cool. We decided probably about a year or so ago, we weren't going to emulate the 30s as much as we were going to do the 90s interpreting the 30s. So if you go back to shows like Animaniacs or Tiny Toon Adventures, or even Mickey Mouse Works, which was a show in the 90s, they had episodes where they did black and white rubber hose animation during that time, trying to emulate the 30s, but still using modern day techniques and modern day material. And that was our happy medium. That was okay, we're not going to be able to do exactly what Cuphead did, but by God, if we can do 90s Disney, I think we'll be okay.
let me just interrupt you, right? Just a little plug. For those interested in Cuphead, I interviewed twice actually, and you can find them in my Get in Tune live playlist, which is all this show. Tina Novoski, who was an animator on the video game.
Oh, I love Tina. I think I follow her on Twitter. I don't know if she follows me or not, but she did her Kickstarter for her
the Warsaw Mermaid.
Yeah, and holy macaroon.
Yeah, she did amazing.
Oh,
actually, the second interview, sorry to interrupt, the second interview is actually about the mermaid and her project. We did it to when she told me she was doing it, I was like, oh, we got to have you on the show and talk about it. So we did a pre-recorded interview, and we decided to release it when the Kickstarter went out, because we weren't sure if we can get her to do live based on her schedule.
Sure.
So we just did a pre-recorded one, and I released it. She asked me, "Can you release it when the Kickstarter goes live?" I said, "Absolutely."
Hey, it worked for me.
I'm glad you can laugh about it.
Listen, you gotta laugh. I mean,
Yeah.
if you take life too seriously, you're not gonna get out of it alive. So,
Yeah.
I just, that took 3 years, but yeah. Okay, no.
Yeah. Yeah. For those who don't know and what the laughter's all about, Mike ran a Kickstarter a while back, and unfortunately, it did not get funded. And I was very disappointed, because I believe I got my money back because it wasn't funded. I believe I added some. I backed it. Listen, your product is great. I'm the world wasn't ready yet. Now,
well, and truth be told, I've never gone on the record live talking about the Kickstarter and why it failed. There are a number of reasons, some of which that I'm not ready to quite talk about yet, but the ones that I can take the most responsibility for on my end is that Kickstarter. Let me for all you kids at home who want to crowdfund for your animated pilot, let me just give you a little bit of advice. Never focus on how you're going to do the story or do the show. People don't care. They know how you're going to do it. They know, like, oh, you're going to make it in a program the old-fashioned way, blah, 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 blah. They want to know the story. They want to know your characters. They want to know their personalities. They don't, everything else is, animators are a lot like magicians, right? Our goal is to basically make the animation and the animator disappear, because we want the character to be so alive that you're no longer thinking that it's just a bunch of drawings. It's an actual living, breathing character that you feel for, that you hold emotions for, all that stuff. I didn't do that. I focused more on the technical stuff. I focused more on who was helping make the show. And I didn't really talk about what we were going to do for the show, honestly, because I didn't have a good, clear vision, right? We were early. We were a little bit, we put the cart before the horse, and that's my fault. But thankfully, shortly after that time, we were able to sit down and really talk about what we wanted to do with Chucky. And I think what we have now far surpasses anything that we would have been able to do even back then. So I'm very glad that it didn't go the way that we planned. Truth be told. So, but yeah,
you're going to probably do another one though, right? Or
yeah. So the goal is we're going to do the pilot, right? We've learned that people do not want just pitches. They don't want concepts. They want to see what it's going to look like. They want to sample. We're going to give them a full-fledged 20-minute pilot episode, put it on YouTube, put it on social media, see how people like it. If they love it, we'll run a Kickstarter or a makeshift or whatever we need to do, whatever, crowdfunder. I haven't decided which yet, not there. So, and even if it doesn't, like, if people hate it, then it's like, all right, we'll go back and we'll try again. We'll figure it out. Chucky's not going anywhere anytime soon. So, but yes, the goal is once we get the pilot done out there, people love it, watch it, go, oh my God, we want more. Then we hit him with the crowdfunder and go, all right, well, here's how you can get more. Like, help us fund the series. And it's not just me that's doing it, right? Lackadaisy did just this very formula. They put their pilot out back in late March, early April, and wowed the world with their animation, which if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's absolutely spectacular.
What was the name of it again?
Lackadaisy, Lacka Daisy. And then after their pilot I think hit like 100 million or two. Like it blew up in popularity. It was the amazing digital circus of its day. So, so then of course they went ahead and they did their backer kit crowdfunder, made $2.5 million.
Wow.
Yeah, like it was a huge deal. Like it made the news. Outlets were talking about it. Like indie animation, I could do 2 hours on like how the game has changed even from when we were talking about it, right? Because I said years ago, indie animation's going to blow up. The world's not going to be ready for it, and Hollywood's going to implode on itself. And what happened just this past year, right? Like, I'm not going to get too deep into it, but it's a good time for us indie folk. We're,
Yeah.
they say the meek shall inherit, and the book doesn't lie. So.
No, listen. I just went over to another screen and I'm looking at the Lackadaisy stuff. It looks beautiful.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm not watching it right now, but I'm just seeing the covers and to their YouTube stuff. And
well, you get a kick out of them because Lackadaisy actually started off as a comic.
Oh, really?
And yeah, so Tracy Butler has been doing Lackadaisy, I think, since 2005, 2006. She has a couple of graphic novels and books printed and published. And then a couple years ago, she wanted to make it into an animated series, and she built up the audience. That'd be like the equivalent of you going, I want to make The Wiz an animated show.
Well, it will be one day.
It will be. Yes,
yeah,
it will.
I will say, and I've said this, I think, quite a few times on the show, but every time I write a comic, I'm really writing for animation. I really think my jokes would hit better animated than as a comic.
Yeah, I agree.
It just, well, thanks. You don't find my stuff funny?
No, I find them hilarious. Thank you very much. They're better than funny.
No,
that's called gaslighting. Sorry.
You guys, I'm dealing with a chest cold right now. So every time I laugh, it hurts.
And I keep forgetting that.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
It really
All right.
is. No,
I will stop being funny.
No, it's okay. Be yourself, man.
Okay.
So no, but it's funny because well, right now my Monday Night Live draws, I'm putting an animation together. It's step-by-step thing, and I'll tell you what, because I don't know if I explained it to you. I started these live draws, and I was like, hey, I just want to get online, just start drawing stuff, and kind of make sure I set aside time to create art, right?
Mm-hmm.
And by like the fourth or fifth one, I was doing this like Jay Ward style character, and I'm like, oh, this guy needs to be animated. So I opened up Adobe Animate, and I just started animating. It was something really silly and stupid, just his arm waving, and then I think I had it like he put his other hand behind his back or whatever. It was a silly animation. But then I reached out to a friend of mine. His name is Joe Bevilacqua. He goes by Joe Bev online. And Joe is a voice actor. And he studied under Dawes Butler and Mel Blanc.
Oh, and wow.
Dawes used to write little scripts because he taught. He had a, behind his house, I guess, in like a garage or whatever it was, another, building off his house.
He taught voiceover.
Yeah, he taught voiceover. Yeah. So Joe was one of his students. But Joe became so good friends with the family. Joe actually wrote the book about, literally wrote the Life of Dawes Butler book. He did the audio recording. I wish I had the CDs around to show you guys what it's like, because you can go online and purchase them. But anyway, he has all these scripts that Dawes wrote. So I said, Joe, do you have I want to get back into animation, because that week before I was like, I miss this. I really miss animating. And it is like my true passion. And Joe's like, oh, I got the perfect thing. It's 1 minute. And he sent me this. It was actually a 30-second animation with 15-second intro and outro music. And I'm like, okay. So I said, I'm going to start gonna start at it. So I'm doing different steps each weekend. Right now I'm doing backgrounds because it's taken a long time. Because right now I only have Monday nights to work on it.
Right.
But it has gotten me to pull out old scripts. Um, in my spare time, I'm sketching out backgrounds and character ideas for other animations I've wanted to do for a while now.
Mhm.
So I think 2024 is going to be the year of Michael Gracia getting back into animation.
Huzzah!
I've
As
been,
he sips from his
yeah,
Imagineer mug.
dude. Let me tell you about this. I bought this. My wife and I went down to Disney World for one of the D23 events, right?
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And they had, that pop up store, whatever it's called there. I'm a big water bottle fan, and I'm always looking for something that'll keep my stuff cold, right?
Mhm.
This is the greatest water bottle I've ever purchased. I spent something like $20 on it. It is
Really?
insulated at the store. Insulated. I'll put ice in here, like right now, and it'll still be good till like noon tomorrow. You
Oh,
know,
wow.
it keeps everything freaking cold. I love this. I love this bottle.
Well, I'm glad I pointed it out. I didn't mean to mock your bottle. I
And
apologize.
for those who just want to know, the top has a little sorcerer Mickey on it.
Yeah, that's you know what? I think that's the coolest design because
Yeah,
it's retro Mickey wearing a modern Mickey hat.
that's my
Yeah.
mouse pad I bought for $7.95 at the store.
This episode is sponsored by the D23 Expo. Get your tickets to the next one for August 8th through
Dude,
14th in Anaheim, California.
I haven't been to that one out in Anaheim.
Oh, you've been to the Destination D.
I've been to Destination D23. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to visit Disneyland yet, but it is on my bucket list.
I was just there this past June.
I know, and
Yeah.
I saw the photos again today when I was looking for a photo to make up the ad.
The one you picked was very good, though. I
Thank
will
you.
say that was from Nerdfest 2020 and no 21. So that was my first ever convention that I actually was a part of. Was
That is
Nerdfest.
awesome. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I love the Chucky stand up. Let me just go to a couple of comments real quick.
Sure.
Yeah, I just want to see Joe Ryan. Oh, Joe Ryan here. I just got hired by an independent animation studio. Congratulations.
Congrats.
He says he's got his first character design project, so I'm assuming it's for that. Let's see. Let's go back. Joe Ryan says, "Hey." Let's see.
Hi, Joe.
Kimberly says, "I watched Animation History. I don't know. Is that a channel? Is that?"
I'm sure it probably means like she's seen like a couple of documentaries and stuff like that. So
Yeah, and I love. Listen, I used to actually teach animation history a little bit.
I'm trying to learn. I would love. That's a class that I think I would be a really great professor for. Not even.
Oh, I thought you said we're going to say student. I'll tell you how much I charge for private tutoring. No, listen. I think totally. If you find find a college or something near you, they're looking for animation history.
Well, we have a local arts school here. It's the Fox Valley Academy of Music and Arts, and once upon a time, I did a animation class, and it was very cool. The kids were very. It was for kids between I think like 8 and 12, 13.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was they were very receptive, and they were very much they loved the animation history. We watched a bunch of we watched Gertie the Dinosaur, we watched a couple Oswald, we watched Steamboat Willie, a lot of the Looney Tunes, and many of them animation today. Obviously, a lot of it is inspired by Japanese anime, and even in the early 2000s, like a lot of think about shows like Dexter's Lab and Powerpuff Girls and Samurai Jack. It has that unique blend of Eastern and Western animation styles.
Yes.
A lot of the kids that grew up with that are now animators in the studios today, and you can tell. And you
Yeah.
can see it.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm going to say about that. But
Listen, I gotta say, I did really enjoy that era of
mhm.
cartoons in the '90s, like what Cartoon Network was trying to do when they brought
R.I.P.
in Dexter's Lab and Johnny Bravo, Powerpuff Girls, all those cartoons from that time. Um, it was like a kind of a new renaissance,
Mhm.
and I just that inspired me. Like I'll say Animaniacs in the '90s, because I haven't watched the new stuff really, so I
Don't
can't
bother.
comment on it.
Don't
Well,
bother.
I'll say I watched 3 episodes, and that was more than enough for me. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's sad because Animaniacs was like my all-time favorite cartoon. That, like, Freakazoid, that type of humor.
Mhm.
But when Animaniacs came out, was it '92, I believe. Um,
93.
'93. Okay.
Yeah.
I was I was probably, well, '93. What, I was in 11th grade. Um,
I
but
wouldn't even tell you how old I am. How old I was.
It's okay.
You don't
But
make me
that
mad.
but it was my Looney Tunes.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
that's how I always saw it. Like, I loved watching Looney Tunes growing up, but
Mhm.
if you didn't know who the characters they were parodying were, you didn't really get all the jokes.
Right.
I was lucky to have people who showed me those old movies. We talked about vaudeville earlier. The vaudevillian humor
Yeah.
is all over those cartoons, and when it hit the '90s and Animaniacs came out,
Mhm.
that was what I knew everybody that they were talking about, and some of the people who I didn't know, I ended up, like, looking up.
Right.
Because I wasn't really political, but some of the political people they would
Riff.
comment
Yeah.
on, and I would be like, oh, who is that? And I'd ask my parents or something. They'd tell me who that is, and it would change the way I saw the joke, you
Mhm.
know, and it
Yeah.
really and I was in high school, and when by the time Cartoon Network stuff started coming out, I've I've finished community college. I was in for my bachelor's. I was studying animation, and I was like, oh, I want to go out and to Hollywood and work on these,
Mhm.
you know. Um, but I never ended up doing that due to hearing, and we spoke about this. I heard studios at that point were stopping, um, like, health insurance. They were paying better, so you can buy
Yeah.
your own, but they were stopping health insurance because of my medical issues. I needed coverage,
Right.
so for health reasons, I never went out to pursue um, animation or any form of animation in that way. But I got to work on stuff that came out on the web in the late '90s and early 2000s. Working in, like, Flash and a couple of other softwares, and I worked on some children's educational video games as an animator and stuff. So I've done animation, and I love it, and I miss it, and it's the greatest thing in the world.
You've done your time. It's
Yeah.
funny because Animaniacs for me was kind of the opposite of your experience, right?
Hmm.
Because I loved Yakko Warner. He was, I mean, probably the better of the three Warner brothers, right? Or
Hmm.
Warner siblings. And what was funny was his wit, his just come back with a joke. And what I didn't realize was that he was Groucho Marx.
Yeah.
So when I grew up a little bit, and I started learning about the history of Hollywood, not just animation, but like Hollywood in general, and I'm watching Groucho Marx, I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah.
that's Yakko Warner. Like, he's doing all the stuff that Yakko did. Like,
Yeah.
what is going on here? And then of course, I got to know, and I still know very well, Tom Ruger, who is the
Hmm.
creator of Animaniacs and Freakazoid and Pinky and the Brain and all those good guys, right? And when we were, working on perfecting the characterization of the Chucky characters, he helped us with examples with like Bugs Bunny and also his characters like Pinky and the Brain and the Animaniacs and Slappy Squirrel and Freakazoid, and he's like, all right, now look, obviously Yakko is Groucho Marx, just the way that he's very snappy and the way that he comes back and all this stuff. And if you do that with one of your characters, I think you'll find this, I'm talking like him at this point. He's like, you'll find this connection with the audience that you never had before. And he's 100% right, because that happened to me. That made me want to learn more about Groucho and the Marx Brothers and, the history of Hollywood. So I love those cartoons. And that's really what we want to do with Chucky Chicken, right? We have a character on the show, Margarita Macaw, who is a dancer, a Brazilian singer and performer from the Copacabana in Brazil. And we inspired her very much off of Carmen Miranda, who is, of course, if you don't know who she is, you do know who she is. She was the inspiration for the Chiquita Banana Lady, right? The girl with the tutti frutti head.
Yes, and if you have a Stu Leonard's by you, there's an animatronic Chiquita Banana that you can press, and she sings the Chiquita Banana song.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, and that's the thing too, right? Like, we wanted to pay respect to Carmen, and so I learned all about her life. I learned that she was born in Portugal. Her family was Portuguese, and then they moved to Brazil sometime in the 20s and 30s, right? And she was her parents were very much against her being a singer and a performer, because at that time to do so was like the lowliest and most hated profession. If you were a singer or a dancer or a performer, you were like outcasts in society, right? Hence vaudeville. So but she turned out to be a heck of a singer, and she also was very much inspired by the Baianas of Brazil, who were the Afro-Latin folk, who sold the bananas and sold the fruit and bread and candy and stuff. And they had these really, gorgeous way of dressing in this traditional, wear that I want to call them costumes, but they're not costumes because that's what they wore. It's, you know what I mean? So when she became as a performer, she adopted the Baiana look in her apparel and in her performances, and really popularized it and made it, made it a part of who she is. So we wanted to do the same with Margarita. We wanted to give her backstory, and I like that. And what's cool is there'll be a little girl who watches Margarita and goes, oh my God, I really love this character. And maybe by chance they'll flip through old fashioned, oldies music, and they'll hear Carmen Miranda and they'll go, oh my God, that's Margarita Macaw. I can't believe it. That's kind of what I'm hoping. But So, but anyway,
no, but it's great. No, listen, you have a great person there to mentor you, and to give you the advice that is helping. I mean, listen, I have seen some, I guess, unseen Chucky work in the past.
Yes.
And I have to say, I'm really enjoying what I saw. However, things have changed since I've seen it, and it's been a good year. So I think there's an updated animatic that needs to come my way, maybe.
You'll see it, I promise. I'll get it to you. Okay. You're mentor number 3.
Listen, I'm in the top 3. I'm okay with that, man.
You know what? That's true. Yeah. So it's Tom, Brian Finley, my uncle, and you. Oh, well, I guess you're 4. Never mind.
Sucks now.
So, are we done?
Yeah, show's over.
No. Oh, okay. Bye, everybody.
No, but
everyone's gonna leave because they think the show's really over.
No. So anyway, so listen. No, you got, like
Yeah,
I said, you have a good product. I see
yeah.
this going very far.
Thank you.
And I don't know if I want to even call it a product. I think in terms of business sometimes when I talk about these things, and I
Yeah,
see Chucky and everything as a product, because your end goal is
it is to
to
make it a product. Yeah,
make money and make
yeah.
products to, merchandise or whatever, to
Which
which,
we
by the
do.
way, there is merch, right?
There is Chucky Chicken Cartoons fourthwall.com. We have mugs. We have a beautiful cardigans. Really, we're really proud of the cardigans. We have T-shirts, and in the next couple of months, we will be selling pins, which I'm really excited about. We got some cool pin designs. We're going to be working with Sticker Mule to get those
Oh,
made, which I'm
hold on
really
one.
excited.
You said Chucky Chicken Cartoons.
I'll
Uh,
send you a
I,
link.
I
Hold
I
on.
I just typed it in, so I just want to make sure I'm.
Oh, if you go to chuckychickencartoons.com and
Mm-hmm.
then you go to the merch, that'll take you right there. I forgot that we have our
Okay.
website.
All right. So let's just do that then.
Yeah, Chucky Chicken Cartoons.
.com,
Yep.
and I just put it in the comments there, guys.
It's
So
very much a work in progress, so please, be gentle.
it's better than what I got right now. Uh, no, seriously, all I got right now is the Wiz hat. It's not even public. It can't even fit on me right now.
Where's mine?
It's the only one of a kind right now. I have to be special for a little longer.
Like I said, where's mine? See, he's missed me. What he won't tell you is that he complains that he's laughing, right? But in all actuality, he's needed this for like 5 months. So, he's needed somebody to just make him, crap his pants laughing. And I'm the guy who can do it. So
we won't go that far. You can make me cough.
Okay.
Leave it at that. Right.
One of these days.
I told you, I already don't like the heat. I don't want to sit here that long.
I'm sorry. That was really good. Change the subject. I'm gonna keep laughing all night.
Okay, let's talk about you've been doing something that I haven't had a chance to really dive into and watch a lot yet. I've only caught like one episode.
Shame
and
on you.
It's because of my work schedule. I do apologize. I am so behind on my podcasts right now. But you have Cluckin' Crew episodes, like the Cluckin' Crew.
We do.
These are your people who help you. This is your team. You get
this
together.
Is my boy. Yes,
and
my
you sit
minions.
and you chat.
Yes. We do.
So, and I'm looking at episode 15. You went for 3 hours and 25 minutes and 33 seconds. You guys talk a lot, man.
Honestly, a lot of it is just me laughing and losing. I know that both Dylan and Kim have been on our podcast, and they will tell you I go into laughing fits, and people literally come to listen to me laugh. It is unbelievable. And a lot of it is like we razz each other. We have a lot of fun. Starting with episode 20, we've done a little bit more of a structure to the show. Like in the beginning, we'll do animation, news, primarily indie animation, because I think it's important to like get our work out there before promoting the big studios. But we have a few things, like if there's big news, like we've talked about stuff like Has Been Hotel premiering. We've talked about the strikes. We've talked about the AI and all that garbage. Steamboat Willie going public domain. We've talked a lot of really cool stuff. And then the second half of the show, we basically talk about Chucky Chicken lore, or we have a guest on the show. Like we had James Lopez, who is a veteran animator at Disney, who's worked on films like Atlantis and Home on the Range and He recently put out a amazing short called Hullabaloo. You need to go watch it. It's spectacular. Go watch it now. Put it in a different tab. Go watch it now. It's so good.
After the show, guys. After the show. Just open it in a new tab and pause. Then come back to this tab and continue to listen.
Right. Do it. Do it now. What are you doing? Have you done it? Are you doing it? You better be doing it. Anyway. They listen to you more than they listen to me. It's your show, so you know. But we've done. Oh my gosh, what else have we done? We've had Mike Pollock on the show. That was a lot of fun. Tomorrow we're going to have Brian Finley as our guest, which I'm very excited about. He's a very dear friend. And we're going to have you on eventually. You know, when you're not doing your Getting Tuned thing. I can't knock this show. I'm on it. Like this is what my third, fourth appearance on this thing.
Something like you've done what? This will be your third solo show, I think, and you are.
You need to get new guests.
My holidays. I do. I really do. But
you need to get new people. I'm waiting for the private chat to go. Just shut the hell up and talk about your show. But
dude, if I laugh too hard, I'm going to sound like Muttley. So let's not do that.
Okay. So, but yeah, Cluck and Crew every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, and 4 p.m. Pacific. We're on, and we typically like to go for at least an hour and a half. We've been trying to comb it back to 2 hours, but sometimes it just goes a little long. I think our last one that we did, we were on for 4 hours and 20 minutes.
Wow.
So, we have fun. What can I say? Like,
do you give intermissions, bathroom breaks, anything?
We do now. Yes. We starting with episode 20, we've been doing more like commercial breaks, which has been fun. So yeah, I just have, we've been doing it. I know Carmen Miranda, my grandparents told me about her when I was little. Oh, yeah. But anyway, so yeah, it's a lot of fun. I encourage you all to come hang out with us. If you like what you're getting here, trust me, there's a heck of a lot more of it over there. And it's a family audience. So I don't swear on the show. We don't do any of that nonsense. I think it's important to just kind of keep it. Although I have slipped every once in a while. It happens. I'm not perfect.
Listen, it happens here too. And, usually for my guests, not for me.
Well, you're a stand-up guy. You're better than everyone. Let's be real.
Only on the air. Only on the air, man.
Well, you have to behave. This is your show. Like I have to behave over on my show. So this is therapeutic for me, But yeah, please come. Please, check out our show. It's a lot of fun, and we have lots more to show. I think we also show a lot of like the behind the scenes stuff. Like we've showcased concept art. We talk about the characters we've done. Our Halloween special that we did this year, we actually did a Gartic phone storyboard exercise, which was a lot of fun, where we basically started off with one frame, and then every animator had to draw another frame of the story without telling anybody what was happening. But we came up with this really cool little story, and I kid you not, what changed it was, you got to go watch it. Chucky and Chelsea are invited to this Halloween party, and there's this spider that pops out of the mailbox. And I got to tell you, the spider ended up being the MVP of the short. Like, I was expecting them to like if they had smushed it like I wanted them to, it'd be completely different. This spider, I forget what we called him. I think we called him like Aaron Arachnid or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. But go check it out. I don't even know what episode. It's like episode, I want to say 16 or 17. It was from October of this year. So go do it.
All right. After the show, just like the other.
Yeah.
Other
All right. I'm
another
done.
tab. Another tab. That's it.
All right.
Hold on. I just want to go to the comments real quick. Joe Ryan says, "80s Girl will be launching." Oh, congratulations! So Joe Ryan, just for those who don't know, is another cartoonist, and he has a comic called "My Life with an 80s Girl," which I always, for some reason, call "My Life with an 80s Chick." But and I guess that's just terminology from how I grew up.
Now,
But
is it a girl who is in her 80s or a girl from the decade?
it's from the decades. It's basically a time traveling guy
Okay.
who goes back and falls in love with an 80s girl. To my knowledge, I have no other knowledge of that, of the story. I've seen artwork of it.
Ooh, it's like a
I
modern
think
day Back to the Future.
I do think it would make a good animation,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe Joe will start animating soon. He did purchase some of my when I was at a show. I was selling some old animation stuff, some stuff I would do like real basic things, and he bought a couple of my books and stuff. So hopefully he's starting on them there. I mean, I got a lot that I'm keeping. I can't reach for anything right now because of headsets, but I got a lot more of my animation books that'll never leave
Your collection.
in my collection. Yeah, I love them way too much.
I hear you there, man. I recently got the Draw the Looney Tunes book from Tony Cervone, which is probably one of my...
the how to animate one, or
No, I had that one, but it's like the hardcover one. I'll send you a picture of it.
Yeah, send me. I think I know the book you're talking about, but
very cool. Yeah, that was one of my favorites. I also got what else did I get? Shoot, it's not coming to me.
Well, hurry up because my birthday's next month. I got to start putting out an Amazon list for my fan. No,
I know. Listen, I would not be surprised. So
I wouldn't do that. No. Hold on. Kimberly says she just got a long sleeve from Fourth Wall on her birthday, actually.
Oh,
so that's nice. Is it a Chucky chicken?
Yeah, is it a Chucky chicken or is it a?
Because those sweaters, if I was able to handle hot temperatures, I would totally get a sweater.
Well, we got T-shirts. We have a lot of fun stuff. Like
T-shirts. That will come. Don't worry.
We have this full print Chucky chicken adult tee that I honestly feel that you would rock 100%. So, just saying. So if you want one, you're looking it up right now, aren't you?
I'm not a fool. Listen, I have about, last time I counted, I think I was at like 72 graphic tees.
Oh, wow.
I love graphic tees, right? Today is my hostess.
You know what? I adore that. That is so cool. I love that so much. We need to do more graphic tees. We have a couple. We have one of Tommy showing his thanks is what we call it. We have a Halloween hoodie. So we have a lot of fun.
No, let's see. A full print, you said?
Yeah, if you scroll down, it's like past the haunted hayride mug. It's if you hit the beanie, you've gone too far.
Hold on, let me. We're gonna share screen so the world can see this here.
Oh joy! Michael Cook. I actually just got a book I highly recommend called the Disney Sketchbook. I love those actually. Those are really great. I don't have any in my collection, but I desperately would love one.
I have one or two in my collection. I know I love all those. They're great stuff.
The cardigans.
I gotta say the mug. I love the mug.
I do too.
And then you got this mug, which the haunted hayride mug. Let me just see the.
Yeah.
I want to see the full picture.
There should be.
That is cool.
Yeah, that was actually designed by our lead character designer, Tino Calcaterra. And he has just like made the characters look even better than what I could do. There it is.
Oh, the full print. Let's see. I don't know. I like it. I think this should be a tie for me.
Oh,
And I don't wear ties, but I think I would.
I
wear
would rock that tie. I would wear that on a first date. 100%. Oh my god. I have a Chucky phone case that I got from Fourth Wall, and it actually is really, really good. So that's available. We got classic ticker. We got beanies.
Yeah, the beanies.
Yeah.
I like these beanies.
Yeah.
These are nice. The mug, the
Yep.
travel mug, that's good. I love this hat. The simplicity of the hat, just with the logo on it.
Yeah.
Films of a Feather. I think
Yep.
that's great.
That's the name of the show now. Chucky Chicken, Films of a Feather.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad. I had to retire the Chucky Chicken and his Barnyard Friends moniker only because they don't live on a barnyard anymore. they live in Featherton, USA. So, but yeah, I think
Featherton could have a barn.
Oh yeah, the whole city is made out of barns and windmills and silos and chicken coops. I call it farmcatecture, is what it's made out of. So yeah. Oh yeah, there's the channel.
This is the YouTube channel, you guys. Doing great on there.
Mm-hmm.
I really love what I'm seeing here.
Thank you. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Especially with the classic cartoon matinee. That was a big challenge, but I think it came out really, really nicely. And we do speed draws, and I haven't really dove into the shorts yet. I would really like to, but honestly, I don't know. This could just be me, but like I don't feel good putting out a product that is not like 100% our best. And to do shorts on a consistent basis, it would take away from, like, we need to bring on more people before we can do shorts.
I'll tell you the reason why I think you can't do shorts right now, and it has nothing to do with the amount of people. It's because maybe it does, but if you were to do shorts right now, you would not keep the quality of the traditional animation look. You would have to puppet it, and it would totally lose what Chucky's about.
Exactly. Yeah. That's that is the main reason why we don't do shorts. We could do like animatics, which I would be okay with doing those, and as a matter of fact, we are working on one based off of a situation that happened on one of our podcasts, which I'm actually kind of excited about. All I'm going to say is we talk about Goofy's hat. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
So, no. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to let you in on the secret too. Did you know that Goofy's hat is a fedora?
No, it's not.
I swear to God, it is a fedora.
Okay. I'll have to take your word for it. But
draw a fedora with a really tall brim or with a really tall base. It's a rumpled fedora.
Wow.
Yeah. Because look up Dippy Dog from Mickey's Review.
Okay. Dippy Dog.
Yeah, that's DAWG.
Yeah.
I love telling people this.
I'm just gonna go.
I absolutely love telling people this because they go, "No, it's not." It's like it is. It 100% is.
I'm trying to find images right now.
Yeah, it's the black and white one of him in the stands eating the bag of peanuts.
Yeah. I have that image up right now.
Yeah.
Let me get to. I have so many screens here that I'm working off of, so it's on one screen. Got to move to another to get it. So there he is.
Yeah. It is a rumpled fedora.
I never noticed that.
Yeah. Because look at the way that it's shaped on the top. It literally is like he squished it in the base. That's why it's got the two rounded points on the two rounded little bumps on the top. But if you were to flatten it, it'd be a fedora.
Man, the things you don't notice. Now, let me
look up a rumpled fedora.
Rumpled. It's Fadora, right?
Yep.
Terrible speller. Okay. Not really many, but Goofy does pop up.
Goofy does pop up. He wears a rumpled fedora. Yeah.
But every time I think of Goofy, I think of this hat, not the other hat there.
Yeah.
So this doesn't look like a fedora base. So I'm going, like, when I was younger, I used to draw it like how I would draw Popeye's hat.
Yeah.
And then I would put like a peanut on top of like a stick almost. That was kind of how I saw his hat when I was a kid.
When we were innocent. Now we all know what it looks like, and we're not going to talk about that.
Now it's a rumpled fedora.
Now it's a rumpled fedora, yes. And that's it. You learn something new every day. Exactly right. Anyway. What else you want to talk about, Mike?
What else don't I know about Disney there? Wow. Oh wow, that's pretty interesting. You kind of blew my mind there for a second.
And that's why we're doing that animation, because I did that exact reaction happened with Elias. And I'm like, I swear to God, it's a rumpled fedora. And he proceeded to draw a fedora. And he goes, holy shit, you're right. My mind is blown right now. Goofy's a gangster, everybody. Oh, my Lord. Wow. So fun. Anyway.
Whoops. Hold on. Wrong button. Wrong screen here. Oh, my God. No, that's freaking hysterical. Actually, I was going to show you something. I wanted to show you. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I still want to see it.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to show you what I'm working on for my animation. This is one of the backgrounds of probably about 4 backgrounds I'm creating. Okay?
Nice.
And it's not done, nowhere near done at all. But I think you'll get a kick out of what I'm doing here. So this will be a scrolling background.
Okay.
And the colors are not definite yet. The reason for that is because I'm colorblind, and I ask people, usually my wife, for color advice.
Okay.
Now, this is what I'm doing. So in this right here is kind of the screen, the little blue outline. So I was just kind of seeing what would be fitting in as I scrolled through,
Sure, yeah.
So anyway, and since it wants to end here, the thing was I didn't want this desk in the image,
in the shot.
In the shot, yeah. So what I have done is the idea is of the story that Joe sent me is it's taken place in an animation studio. And through this door here that'll be there and actually be able to open is the writer's room, and the whole bit takes place in the writer's room. Now you're going to see a really messy, pixelated piece of it. But the idea is we scroll through my favorite times in animation history, some of my favorite people. So this is Walt and Ub.
Yep.
Right here. So I don't know if you could. So that's Walt and Ub hanging out.
I love that.
So I don't know if I'm going to make them move. This just might be a silent, still image.
Sure.
Because there's a lot going on. Then at this desk is going to be Ed Benedict, who is one of my favorite character designers who did like Yogi Bear and the Flintstones.
Yeah.
Now, this person here, who I moved to this desk, is going to be Chuck Jones. So I'm going to put a light box on here.
Okay.
There's going to be pens and some things. But here he's holding a giant carrot. So I might just put some pieces to resemble other stuff there now.
Like a Christmas hat for the grandeur.
Yeah, something like that. Now, if I take it off just so you can see, I don't want to keep the blue background. I just want to separate it from a different color from this.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the recording studio, and in here is going to be Dawes and Joe,
Oh, that'll be fun.
you know, in there. And then as we move down, um, in here, I had at this desk here where this guy's sitting, which I want to put somewhere else, was supposed to be Mike Maltese, who
Oh,
wrote
yeah.
so much stuff. But he was really like a cartoonist, so I want him kind of sketching. He wrote his stuff kind of in like storyboards, you know.
He's responsible for essentially making Chuck Jones look real good.
Exactly, yeah.
You know.
And then in here, this is going to be the editing bay.
Okay.
And I'm going to have Tex Avery sitting and editing.
Oh,
And I'll be back here
oh,
because I got to throw myself in there. And then as the guy gets to the door, here will be Hanna-Barbera chasing after a cat and mouse.
That'll be cute.
Yeah, so that's...
Where's me?
I don't know. I was thinking of putting a Chucky... I'm being dead serious, like a little picture of his head on a piece of paper posted on the wall somewhere.
Do it. Do it,
like
man.
I was, because it fits. Like I was thinking maybe over around here.
Oh, my Walton Hub. That actually, I would love that. That would be very sweet.
It'd be so quick, but because you do very similar to the style, and I was gonna have like mice up there or a rabbit or something, and then just
like a crumpled rabbit in a garbage or something would be kind of fun.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do little things like, but this piece is gonna take me a while to do because I want to do more texture on here.
Mm-hmm.
I want to put a base. I have the trim up here. I want to put a baseboard down here. I'm sorry I'm boring you.
No, not at all. I'm exhausted. It's been a super long day, and it's like 9 o'clock here. So, but although it's 10 over there, so I'm surprised you're not yawning.
Oh, I have been.
Then why are you giving me crap?
I usually don't do it on the show. I usually no. I'll be honest. Like I get tired after I get off of work. I'm like, oh my god, I don't even want to do the show tonight. I'm so tired. And then the second I get on the show, I wake up.
Right.
It's incredibly rare for me to be yawning on the show. But you guys don't go back and watch and test me.
They're out there. You yawned during your interview with.
I yawned a couple of times on my show on Monday night.
Oh, did you?
Oh my god, I was so much sicker Monday than I was today. I'm like, I just shouldn't do it. I shouldn't, but I'm gonna go on. I gotta do it. I gotta work on stuff.
Didn't want to do it. And
then I came on. I'm like, this is, but I only did like an hour instead of my normal hour and a half to 2 hours.
Oh, well, there you go.
So yeah, but yeah, this. Oh wait, I took it down, so I was still scrolling through it like it was on the screen. Oh wait, no big deal.
Very cool, very nice. What a great salute to the animators, though.
Yeah,
that's wonderful. I love that.
Thanks.
Yeah, you should have put Frizz Freeling in there somewhere.
I thought about it. It's like, what can I do? So I do want to do like little tributes. So I didn't know because I can't make a bunch of desks and do stuff because the idea is this character right here is walking, so I can't keep blocking his way.
No, I get it. I understand.
So like the thing with Mike Maltese, I was actually thinking of him hanging out at the desk holding like a comic style storyboard, over it. So it's like he's showing him work.
Yeah.
But this guy here, he's one of the writers.
Okay.
And I need to focus on him. So I was thinking, little things popping up like pictures or somebody outside a window or like an imitation character, like who did Frizz do?
He did Yosemite
Sam. Yeah. So like a short cowboy kind of like Western type of picture, could be pinned up on the wall or something. So like little thing like this piece, it's only going to be on for about 10 seconds, but it's I'm actually thinking of cutting the intro and keeping it on for the whole 15 seconds and do the credits over it. Because I like this piece so much.
And it's a nice little standalone piece too that you
Yeah.
could, theoretically like throw on a canvas or throw on a shop and be like, boom, check it out.
Yeah.
Masters at work.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah. I like that.
You can take it. Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's see.
I just want 1% of all the sales. You better sell each piece at $10,000. That's all I'm saying. It's my finder's fee. Who says it's such a business?
I'm lucky nothing's coming up right now.
Oh, I am too. I'm never getting invited back.
Kimberly says, I missed the Barnyard Friends segment. It was a fun before I met you back in 2021, Michael. And then she says, I first subscribed to Chucky Chicken's channel back in 2023 in the summer.
Oh, bless your heart.
Yes.
Bless your heart. Yeah, that was those were fun times. I do miss the Chucky Chicken Barnyard Friends. All right. So I have an idea for a short that I would like to do based off of Steamboat Willie. And I would love to call it Riverboat Rooster. However, unlike what everyone is doing, where it's like taking their characters and putting like retelling the like verbatim Steamboat Willie, I would love to, because in the short there's that box with the 2 chickens in it, and then in the back there's the duck, right?
Yeah,
that's Chucky and Chelsea Chicken and Louie Loon. So I want to tell the story from their perspective, because you never see the chickens after that scene. They're just gone. What happened to those chickens? Well, it's Chucky and Chelsea, and they went on the riverboat. Like, how did Pete find out that Mickey was playing with all the animals? He was chasing Pete. He was chasing Chucky all over the deck, and Chucky escaped. And lo and behold, there's Pete, looking over, seeing Mickey choking out Louie Loon, trying to use him as a bagpipe.
Yeah.
It wrote itself. So that's just an idea that I am going to do.
It's funny you bring that up, because one of the questions I was going to ask you was about Steamboat Willie going into public domain, and if you had thoughts of using it in any way. So you just answered my question, which was great. Go ahead. Yeah, no, go ahead.
So I will say this: we have a character on loan from our very dear friend Naomi. She goes better as Zanami on social media. Great musician, great animator, very sweet girl. She and her friend Confetti are working on their own animated pilot for a show called Shamalots, which I will get you connected, because that is an amazing show. You've got to check that one out. But she had a character that she created long ago called Pablo the Potato. And it's literally just this inanimate potato with spectacles. And I just, for some reason, thought it was the funniest darn thing I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, you know what? Can we use this character in Chucky Chicken? She goes, I would love that. So our initial plan was to basically reanimate the epic Pablo the Potato movie trailer that she did like 10, 15 years ago, but in the style of Chucky Chicken, right? And what we ended up deciding to do very recently was instead basically have Pablo the Potato reenact Steamboat Willie on the helm with the little hat, but it's literally Freddie Fox controlling the potato and singing off screen like, jeez, I dropped him.
That is great.
Which then would lead Tommy Turkey just going, what the hell was that? Oh, so yeah. So yes, I definitely want to use Steamboat Willie, and I mean, we also have other nods to other public domain characters in there. I don't want to spoil. You'll see it when you see the new animatic. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. But I I mean, I'd love to use Mickey somehow. I think, or Steamboat Willie. Can't call him Mickey. Maybe Marty Mouse or something like that, or Michael Mouse. You know, who knows? Or Mikey Mouse, right? Do not use any of these names, by the way, folks. I will hunt you down. Those are Mayan. I'm kid. I kid. But yeah. Anyway, next question. Go ahead.
No, no, no. I was just curious about it because
Yeah.
a lot of people right now are, first of all, a lot of people don't understand how public domain actually works.
Oh no. Yeah.
And I'm a big supporter of public domain characters in the sense of it, and specifically if you're just, I used to use it as a teaching tool. If you don't have a character to create, there's tons of great characters out in public domain that you can use. And for those comic fans out there, there are tons of public domain like superheroes, and there's some animal characters that are superheroes like Atomic Mouse and Atomic Cat that are public domain that you can use. But when you have a character who is as well known as Mickey Mouse, and how many people out there are basically, I don't like to use the word anti-Disney, but want to do something just to kind of like stick it to them. Yeah. Everything becomes, oh, there's going to be a horror movie, or Mickey's going to be now doing drugs, or it's going to be, and I'm like, I don't like that.
I don't either. I cringe when I see those, and I knew it was happening.
Yeah.
Right. But to kind of, I said this on my channel. I hope you don't mind me saying it again here. But what people don't understand is the only thing that expired copyright-wise was the 1928 film Steamboat Willie.
Yes.
Right? Mickey Mouse is still trademarked by the Walt Disney Company. The character is still trademarked by the Walt Disney Company. You can use a black and white styled mouse without gloves, or without shoes, and you can have him on a steamboat whistling and doing whatever you want, right?
You also need a hat.
Right. Well, actually, no. He doesn't need a hat because Plain Crazy, he didn't have a hat. And
that's right. I forgot. Plain Crazy is also in public domain too.
And the Galloping Gaucho is in public domain as well. So there's 3 Mickey cartoons that go into the public domain, or that went into the public domain. I'm excited for next year, to be honest with you, because next year we're going to get Mickey's Follies, which was the first time that he did the theme song. We're going to get the Carnival Kid, which is the first time that they actually spoke in a cartoon. We're going to get the Barn Dance, which is probably one of my favorite. I think of that as like the second Steamboat Willie, because it's so cool. If you haven't looked at it, check it out. The Barn Dance starring.
It is. I haven't watched it in a while. When was it? Disney Plus came out.
Yeah.
One of the first things I did. It wasn't the first thing I did, but one of the first things I did was watch whatever classic Mickey cartoons or just classic cartoons were on there, and
they're special.
Yeah, and they had my favorite. Oh, do I have the thing near me I can show?
I hope so.
No, but I was always a big Humphrey Bear fan.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, put it in the bag.
Yeah, those cartoons are some of my. Listen. I love Disney. I've always said this. I'm a big Disney geek. I love their animation. It's one of the things that got me into animation. But not a lot of their cartoons really made me laugh, as a kid. but like the ones that really made me laugh were more like Donald, some of the Chip and Dale stuff. Pluto's cartoons were, I thought, pretty good. Um, but the ones that really got me were Humphrey,
Right.
and that I thought those were the funniest cartoons they ever produced.
Oh, 100%. The Humphrey the Bear cartoons, and that was all Jack Kinney. Like,
Yeah.
he was the guy who did the Donald Duck unit, and he just did a bang up job. The timing, the speed, and pardon me if I sound like I'm far away. I have to plug in my phone.
It's okay.
I as we were talking, it died, and it was my hotspot. So
Okay.
So yeah, but anyway, no, I adore those cartoons. I love Humphrey the Bear. Just those Donald Duck cartoons are just probably some of the funniest.
Yeah.
Anything with Jack Kinney, like, and then there was Spike the Bee, that was really good. Any Chip and Dale cartoon with Donald Duck, I think, is hysterical.
Yeah.
They were just.
I gotta say though, one of my all-time favorites is, and it's not like a really funny cartoon. It's just such a nice story.
Mm-hmm.
Is Lambert the Sheepish Lion.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh,
Lambert.
I think I'm going on Disney Plus tonight before bed.
Absolutely, I do. The first thing I watched on Disney Plus, I'm not gonna lie, it was Steamboat Willie.
Wow.
I put on the original, and I was very glad I did. So,
yeah.
But anywho.
Oh, that's great. Joe Ryan has a question, and it's a real easy question to answer, but we'll just bring it up. He says, how does it work with license with Kingdom Hearts 2, which has Disney name on it and public domain work in that sense? Well, first of all, Kingdom Hearts is a Disney property.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it has Disney's name on there, and it's not in public domain because it's very recently created in the sense over time here.
Yeah, it's only been 15 years, I think, or
like
actually, it'll be 20 years this year.
Oh, has it? I don't.
Yeah, 20 years.
I played it once. I'm not a gamer. I actually my very first job, when I mentioned I did educational software for kids. I was 18 years old working on that, and I was animating by before I was 19.
Wow!
And because I knew the software,
Mm-hmm.
but I was a self-taught animator at that time. I wasn't really studying animation in school yet, but what happened was I was basically making educational video games.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that I enjoyed the process behind the game making more than I did playing games. So around 18 years old, I stopped playing games. Like I still will occasionally pick up something on my phone, an app or whatever. I still love tabletop role-playing games like D&D and stuff like that. But video games, I have trouble playing. I enjoy watching people play.
Yeah.
I enjoy looking at the online, behind the scenes and hearing people talk about the games and the art that went into the process. That's fun for me.
That's why Let's Plays are probably some of the most popular channels on YouTube, but they won't tell you that. Anyway.
No, they are. I know a couple of people who do them. Now Joe says, but Steamboat Willie is there though. Yes, Steamboat Willie came out in 1928.
Correct.
The way copyright works is, now it's 75 years, right?
95 years.
95 years, sorry. So there's from the time it was copywritten to to
95 years. Yeah,
to 95 years.
And even in Kingdom Hearts 2, that's not. Yes, the ship Steamboat Willie is in there, and yes, Pete is there as his Steamboat Willie version, right? However, it is a different character because, number one, you've now taken this classic black and white hand-drawn cartoon, turned it into a polygonal 3D model, and Pete talks. Like it's Jim Cummings doing the voice as Pete.
Yeah.
So when you create a new version, like there was a short that came out 10 years ago called Get a Horse.
Yeah.
And they used all of the old original the old Iworks model sheets for Mickey and the gang. And, they then colorized that version of Mickey. And in a very, very weird flexy move, I mean, it was, oh my gosh, excuse me. Food is trying to come back up. No, I'm not even yawning. Like, food is like coming back up, trying to choke me while I'm talking. I'm gassy. Holy crap.
Take
all
your
right.
time. Take your time.
Whew, thank you.
We have all night or a half hour, whatever comes first.
9 minutes.
Yeah.
They made that short kind of as a weird flex to basically make sure that Steamboat Willie, like that, the classic version of Mickey Mouse, will not be it won't fall into public domain. Like, that's how they re-registered the trademark. They did the same thing with Oswald in 2022. They put out a very brief, like minute and a half animated short called Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. And it was done in black and white. It was, it just was, it was done the old fashioned way. It was a silent cartoon. And it was only because they could then try and keep the old classic version of Oswald for another 95 years. It's a crappy system. Honestly, at this point, I go ahead. I hear you wanted to say something.
No,
go ahead.
I was going to say, just for those who are comic fans, it's the same reason they changed other characters in the DC universe, or Marvel universe or whatever. But DC was big a while back on. There's a new Batman now. Superman's son is out. A lot of that was not just to say about like copyrights and trademarks and things like that. It was also to try to stop paying the creators' families.
Yeah.
They'll do things like that. Like when Superman's son took over, the big thing was they changed his costume. They made him gay, and they did something else. I can't remember what right now. But they were like, well, no, this has nothing to do. It's just the name now. It has nothing to do with the Superman that the creators came up with. It was so they do stuff like that all the time. That's just unfortunately the business,
right? But what's cool is the version of Mickey Mouse that is more modern today came out in 1939. So we technically have like 10 years before we can use the modern version of Mickey Mouse, right? Which is kind of weird to think about. So,
yeah.
But I'm reading this comment here. If
you want to
highlight here, it says, I felt sad that Steamboat Willie went into public domain, but it was good while 2 cartoon lasted. Don't feel bad, because that just means that it's yours. Like, you can use Steamboat Willie in any way you see fit now, right? Like, if you want to showcase it to people, you can do it. Like, the public domain is a beautiful thing. Yeah. And honestly, nobody knew that better than Walt Disney. Like, look at all the stuff that he did using the public domain. And believe it or not, Steamboat Willie was a parody of a cartoon, of a Buster Keaton movie. Yeah. Steamboat Bill Jr. So, don't feel bad.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, I that's one of the things, like when I said I would teach, I would tell people use public domain. I'd be like, you can use fairy tales like Snow White and Cinderella and all these things. And then everybody would go to Disney. And I'd be like, no, that's not the Disney version. I'd tell people, read the original versions. They're not Disney friendly. But
we read the original version of Aladdin a couple months ago. Oh, we were laughing our asses off. It's so funny.
Funny. That thing is so messed up.
That's why we were all uncomfortable. Yeah.
Oh my God. I've never read the original Aladdin story, but I know the story from. What happened was, years ago I studied a lot of stuff on mythology and fairy tales and fantasy for a story I was writing, and I really wanted to make it seem believable. So I really took a deep dive into all those type of things. And I remember reading a synopsis of, of the Aladdin story, and I was like,
Yeah.
holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I knew it wasn't as nice as Disney, because it never is,
It never is.
but holy crap.
Oh,
That
yeah. Have you read the original ending of I think it's either Sleeping Beauty or Snow White? They
for
they they married so the princess married the prince, and then as punishment, they put the wicked queen in hot iron shoes and made her dance till she died.
oh, I don't know which one that is. I've
Yeah,
heard that though. That I don't
I
remember.
think it was Snow White, but
You think so? That's what I was thinking. I mean, you know, the end of Cinderella,
mhm.
trying to try on the slippers.
Yeah, they
You,
chopped their toes off.
yeah, they toes their heels, and then
Yeah,
at the end, you know, Cinderella had two birds like on her shoulder throughout the story or whatever, and at the end, you know, when the stepsisters and the stepmother comes up to say, "Oh, we always really liked you and loved you," or whatever, the birds
yeah,
kind of freaking peck their eyes out.
yeah.
I
You know
mean,
what? Like it's the folklore. Don't
yeah,
freaking lie.
yeah,
You
exactly.
know?
Exactly. So
So
it's you know, you can make some different versions.
yeah,
Go out and get the Grimm's fairy tales, and you
yeah.
know, the who's the other guy? Uh,
Aesop's fables
well,
and
Aesop's Fables is great, but there was another one.
Joel Chandler Harris.
Oh, Hans Christian Andersen. That's what I was
Him
thinking.
too. Yeah,
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
yeah. Don't look up Joel Chandler Harris. That he's probably not a good one to look up. I just I was like, oh wait a minute, no, he did the Brer Rabbit stories. Never mind. Don't look at him. Don't look.
You know. Listen. I mean, I have thoughts on that, but we could talk about that another time. I mean, it's an
Not 2 minutes.
no. It's an interesting story in the way I see it, in the way Disney saw it. You know,
Yeah.
that's the way I would discuss it. But
Oh, I would. I'll just go ahead and briefly say that I feel that it was a very political move.
mhm,
You know, I think
yeah,
that at the time they were trying to, and it was poor leadership at the
mhm,
top, scared leadership, and um, that's all I'm going to say about it. I
yeah,
will say I am excited for the replacement of Splash Mountain. I think it's going to be really cool. I really am excited about it. But other than that, I think the way that it was handled was not well. But we'll talk about that
that's
later.
another time. Oh man, there's so much more we can talk about here.
I
Uh,
know.
I'm just thinking, what else? What other questions do I have for you? Like I said, haven't had you on in a while.
It's been a minute.
Yeah. It's man. But
My
you know
time
what?
minute.
Here's the thing. And I go back every now and then and check out your YouTube channel, see what's going on. I'm really excited to see what you guys are doing.
Oh, me too.
But you know, here's where what I was getting at, and I wanna explain. You know, working. God, you can even go back to Mickey Mouse with this, even before. Cartoon animals have been in the animation landscape since the beginning of animation, basically.
100%. Yeah. Felix the
Um,
cat.
yeah, you could. Everybody laughs and everybody enjoys cartoon animals.
Hmm.
And when I was a kid, that is all I drew. I hardly drew people.
Yeah.
All right, hardly drew people. I drew cartoon animals, and I still got some of my original drawings from when I was a kid of cartoon animals, and boy, were they terrible. But no, but the ideas, I think I had, you know, I don't want to say because I'm like, oh, it's me. I had good ideas. I think when I started, I was parodying Mickey Mouse and all these other characters. I didn't realize I was parodying them. I was just making up my own versions, you
Yeah,
know?
as you do. Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, I think I have something there. So for years, you know, I got into comics. I did superheroes. I've done cartoony stuff. I've done it all. And one of the things when I look at your stuff, and I'm not, and you know, not talking about style, but just I love that you're telling stories with cartoon animals. I love that you are keeping that tradition alive. And it inspired me a bit
Oh,
that I went back and I have a pile of papers behind me. Um, and I started looking at some old drawings of mine.
mm-hmm.
And I mentioned how I want to get um, back into animation. And like this is my year. I think outside of one or two cartoons I want to do, I think I'm going back to my cartoon animals and telling a lot of the stories that I used to think about when I was a little kid.
That's awesome, and
Yeah.
that's what I want to do for people. Like, I've been very blessed to have people reach out and say, "Wow, you inspire me to get into animation. You inspire," like they hear my yeah, over the past couple of years, I've told my story of how I got into the business and how I got started and the long road that I've been through and a lot of the obstacles that I've had to overcome in my life, right?
Yeah.
And um, Aesop was probably the greatest storyteller of all time because he said it perfectly. It's like no one will ever listen to another human, but they will darn well listen to animals because animals can reflect humanity better than humans themselves. Like think of the tortoise and the hare, right?
Mm.
That's one of the Aesop's fables. You look at the frog and the scorpion. You look at all of, even going back to the Brer Rabbit tales, which were African folklore, right?
Mm.
Animals do a way better job of teaching humanity than I think a lot of even some of the great philosophers can.
Yeah.
There's very simple stories, they're very simple characters, and everybody knows what a tortoise looks like. Everyone
Yeah.
knows what a hare looks like. But what's super cool is you can put your own personality into the parameters of what a hare is. You think a hare is speedy, a hare is quick on its feet. It can be a very arrogant creature because it's able to get away from the fox and the wolf and the bear. So of course it's going to pick on this little tortoise that it doesn't think is worth anything. And the tortoise, he's old, but he's slow, but he's wise and he is determined and he never gives up, and he personifies hard work, integrity, and just like and seeing it through to the end, no matter how tough it is and how hopeless it looks. And the hare, like he's showing off, he's doing his thing, and of course he's like, I'm just going to take a nap, and by the time I wake up, the tortoise is going to still be like half a block down the road, right? But look how foolish he was, and the tortoise beat him because he let his arrogance get in the way. I think it's one of it's one of the greatest stories that you could tell, and it was all about animals.
Yeah.
So when we were doing these, and I'll tell you this, I never set out to do those kind of stories, right? I always wanted to do cartoons that made people laugh. I wanted to do the nostalgic kind of animation. And it was very, very recently that we finally were like, you know what? I would rather do looniness with a heart than just plain looniness, right? Bugs Bunny has it in spades where, he's the wascally wabbit, right? He can get
Mhm.
away with, murder at that point. I wanted to do a character where he was fallible, and he was somebody who takes the lead. He may not be very good at leading, but he still tries, and he uses kindness, and he uses patience, and he uses a lot of things that people don't necessarily have a lot of nowadays.
Mhm.
And that's how he solves the problem. Like, he doesn't really ever hurt anybody. He never hurts anyone to get in his way. Everything he does, and if he does hurt somebody, it is completely accidental. And he, you know, uh, I'll I'll uh, I'll spoil our first episode that we're going to
Oh,
do right after um,
go for it.
the pilot. It's a Margarita Macaw episode,
Okay.
and so basically. So Margarita Macaw, as I mentioned earlier, came to Feather 10 years ago, um, thanks to Tommy Turkey, to star in the Tough Cluck Studios cartoons called the Feathered Follies, right?
Yeah.
And year after year, she was this amazing dancer, and she continued to dance for a long time. However, she was pigeonholed in these, we call them the the hoochie coochie pictures, right? You know, um, or no, excuse me, the Chicky Boom Boom pictures. That's what we call them, the Chicky Boom Boom flicks. And she hates them because all she does is she comes out, she dances, and then she walks away. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gotten to the point now where she doesn't even sing it. She just puts a phonograph record on of her songs and, lip sync, and like all of her spirit and her love is gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what we realize is that another part of it is that she feels like something is telling her inside that she deserves better, like she wants to do bigger, better roles. But Freddie Fox keeps telling her that, you know don't why would you want to mess up a good thing? Why would you just stay where you are? A girl of your background, you're better off where you're at, right? And kind of gaslighting her and making her feel like she's worthless and like incapable of reaching her true potential. So much so that this bum actually steals her fan letters and any offers from other studios and burns them, so she never finds it. Like, Freddie Fox is not a good dude.
No, not
Like,
at all.
he is not a good dude at all. So one day, Chucky notices Margarita like just not really having a good time, and learns a little bit about about her, right? And learns about her band, and learns about what happened to back in the old days, like when she had her fire and she had her spark. So in Chucky's mind, okay, bring back the band, bring back the spark, right? So he goes and he hires the band back to come and perform for Margarita. And for a very small moment, there is this glimpse of hope because her fire is back. She's excited to be working with these guys. There's this really great musical number, and it's just really energetic and exciting. But then at the end, the band, remembers why they left in the first place, and that's because Margarita never paid them. So then a whole fight ensues where it's like, I did pay you. I wrote the check. I gave it to so and so. I don't remember who I gave it to, but you were supposed to get it, right? And and it just ends up getting even worse. And it's kind of Chucky's fault. At this point, he's like, what have I done? So now he has to go back to Margarita and fess up and just be like, I'm sorry, this was my fault. And while she's crying in her trailer, Chucky looks on her dash and sees this picture of her and her family back in Brazil, and they're all dressed up as pirates, and they're playing Treasure Island, which is one of her favorite stories of all time. And so Chucky just asks carte blanche, Margarita, if you had a choice of what you wanted to do, what kind of movie would you want to do? Like, what kind of picture would you want to do? And she's like, don't give me that. Don't lie to me. You're not going to do it even if I told you. Come on, give it to me. What would you want to do? And so she says, I've always loved pirate pictures. I love Treasure Island. We grew up reading it as a kid, and I think that I've always wanted to be a pirata. And Chucky goes, all right, we're going to do it. She's like, don't lie to me. It's like, no, we're going to do it right now. I'm going to tell everyone to trash this Chicky Boom Boom picture, and we're going to give you a cutlass, and you're going to... And that's exactly what they do. And at the end, it's revealed a couple of things. Number one, that apparently there was an offer made to Margarita to leave the studio. Chelsea finds out and goes to Chucky and says, hey, there's this offer here for her for a lot of money, but she'd have to leave. And Chucky goes, oh my God, you got to tell her. No, we can't tell her. What do you mean? We have to tell her. It's like, no, we really don't have to tell her because we need her. She can't leave the studio. It's like, well, I'm going to tell her. It's like, you tell her you're fired. And then just as he's like already upset about it, he sees Freddie light up just a buttload of her mail. And that just kind of like incensed him to go, I have to do this now. So by the end of the picture, they make the cartoon, and Margarita is just absolutely thrilled. And it's Tommy Turkey and Chelsea who actually hand the offer letter to Margarita saying, you got an offer from another studio. You can take it if you want, but as long as I'm here, if you leave, you always have a place to come back no matter what. Like leaving the door open, not burning the bridge, right?
Yeah.
So Margarita actually ends up tearing up the offer and staying at the studio because she now has her family back and she has this new, troupe here. And she goes to Chelsea and says, "Can you please manage all my mail from now on?" And she goes, "I will do just that." And Freddie, of course, scampers off and gets in trouble, kind of deal. But so yeah, and at the end of the picture, there's this really sweet moment of and Freddie stole the check that was meant for the band. And so Chelsea goes, "Don't worry, I'm going to pay the band. We're going to make sure that they get compensated plus interest." And Tommy goes, "Plus interest?" It's like, they earned it. It's like, all right, fine, whatever, And there's this really beautiful scene at the end of the picture. I can't wait for you guys to see it. Chucky is putting on his jacket and his hat and getting ready to leave for the night. And the band is there around, I guess, a little fire or something. And they're playing a really sweet song that made Margarita famous back in the day. It's a little Brazilian ballad, right? And from out of the shadows, stepping into the light, we see Margarita dressed in something really kind of reminiscent of home. And she sits down with the band and they have a little jam section singing the song together. And Chucky, there won't be a dry eye in the house when you see it. And Chucky's just standing there with tears in his eyes going, she found her spirit. She found her spark. Like, wow, she's back. Margarita's back. And this is what it's all about. Like bringing people to their passion, to their dream. So I love those kind of stories. And I think it speaks a lot about who we are as people. And like I said, nobody can do it. Nobody can tell you about yourself more effectively than your dog.
Yeah.
If your dog hates you, you're doing something wrong. But if your dog loves you and, comes at you and just puts his head on your lap and looks at you with those big eyes, like, how could you not listen to that poor little thing?
Yeah, I agree. What do you say for cat owners, though?
Wear oven mitts.
I'll actually tell you a funny story. Was it? I think it was today. It happened. Mm-hmm. Maybe it was either today or yesterday. No, it was yesterday. And I got so pissed. I kind of yelled at my cat. I felt terrible. Uh-huh. But when I sneeze, there's certain animals that when they hear a certain sound, and for my cat, it's me sneezing.
Uh-huh.
He takes it as a sign of aggression.
Yeah.
And he could be in another room and he'll come and find me and he'll start meowing at me in like an angry way.
Like,
yeah. And so he did that yesterday because I'm coughing, I'm sneezing, I'm doing all this stuff, being sick. And he's outside. He was in the living room or something. I'm in my studio, comes to my door, and then he comes up. I'm like, oh, crap. His name is Sesame. I'm like, Sesame, don't hit me. Don't hurt me. I'm just like, I kind of turn my chair away a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's, then he stops and he sits down in my studio. Like he's done. And he gets up and goes to the door and meows like it's time to feed him. And when I get up to go feed him, as I walk near him, he got that other meow back and smacked me in the leg. And I had to get a freaking Band-Aid. I was bleeding so much.
Wow.
He got me in 2 spots with his claws, but one was deep. I cleaned them, and one needed a Band-Aid because it wouldn't stop bleeding. That's my cat. Love him to death, but
God, wow. See, cats are evil. Like they will make you think you're okay, and then you go, "Oh, by the way, don't do that again." It's like, "Ow!"
Yeah, that was the first time I ever yelled at him. I think.
Well,
I don't yell at my pets. They're just, because here's the thing. I look at it this way: it's no reason to yell at them.
Hmm.
Like I don't treat my cat like it's my baby or something like
Yeah.
other people do. It's an animal.
Hmm.
It lives on instinct. If he's gonna hit me, it's because I did something wrong.
Right.
If he's gonna try to bite me, it's because I did something wrong.
Right.
I will be friendly and I'll be gentle, and if he changes his attitude towards that, I'll be leaving. So that's like there are nights I'll wake up in the middle of the night and he's just standing right next to my pillow, looking down at me, and his eyes glowing, and I'm just like,
As
you know,
cats do.
it scares the hell out of me.
It's like,
But man,
get up, I dare you.
oh
What
yeah,
you
no,
gonna
no,
do?
he wants me to get it. It's feed him. It could be 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, whatever. It's like if I wake up in the middle of the night, I am so like nervous that like if he's in the hallway or next to my bed, sometimes he'll sit because he'll do is for some reason in the middle of the night it's only me who can feed him.
Mm.
So he'll come to the edge of the bottom of my bed and just start meowing.
Aw.
Or once he hit me in the head, but he didn't claw me. He just kind of bopped me there, and that
Pops
woke
you
me
can
up.
handle, but put
Yeah,
claws in the mix and you're in trouble.
yeah, man, yeah. Anyway, I think we should wrap up for tonight. Let's just see if there's any comments we missed.
Okay. Before we go, I do want to give a very quick shout out. I'm in the middle of 2 birthdays. Yesterday was my sister's 30th birthday. So
Happy
happy
birthday to her.
And then tomorrow is my twin niece's 5th birthday. So kind of big milestones this year, which is really cool. So
Nice.
happy birthday.
No,
Yes.
sorry, go ahead.
No, happy birthday. I was going to say happy birthday to Danielle, Emma, and Rachel. I'll let you guess who's who.
And happy birthday from Michael Gracia here. And let's see comments. Kimberly says, I love drawing animals too. Just going up first. What's this? My uncle used to love Felix cat before he passed away.
Oh, yeah.
Felix was great. This is another great one. The Little Mermaid turns to sea foam in the original story.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the Disney princesses are cool.
Well, not all of them.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see what else we got.
What did Sleeping Beauty do?
Let's see. I draw animals too. That's good. It was a great show, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Very, very kind of you. And is this where I can plug my stuff and everything?
You plug away. We're gonna stop on the comments now. So plug away.
All right. So if you want to see more of Chucky Chicken, go to chuckychickencartoons.com. That's where you can go watch all of our episodes that we have right now. If you want to see the live stream, you do have to go to the YouTube channel. Please subscribe. We're at like 2,045 as of right now. I would love to be able to get to 3,000 by my birthday in June. So I think that would be a really cool little, benchmark to hit. On Twitter, we are at Chucky Chicken. There's no E, so it's ChuckyChken, or CHICKN. Kind of hard to spell. But everywhere else online, we're at Chucky Chicken Cartoons. We're on Instagram. We're on Threads. We're on Blue Sky. We are on Facebook. We're on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. We're not on Reddit. YouTube, we're on Chucky Chicken Cartoons. And again, tomorrow night we will be going live on the Cluck and Crew, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube. And I'll tell you this, if you watch the show tonight, with a couple of exceptions, because you watch the live stream every night, if you come tomorrow night and you let me know that you were there, I'll do something really special for you. So you got to come, and I'll tell you what, I will give you a Chucky Chicken pin. So we'll figure it out, and I will get those over to you guys if you come. Now, Dylan and Kim, I'm sorry, but you guys are disqualified because you're here. You're on our show every night. So, but Joe, if you come and you see the show and you stick all the way through, let us know, and we'll get you a cool little pin. So
That sounds great.
yeah,
Thank you for offering that.
yeah, and we got to get you as a guest on the show.
I will definitely come on as a guest, as
All right.
I said, just schedule permitting, man.
Mhm.
But I'm happy to come on. I'll talk about whatever you guys want me to talk about. I'll even
Everything.
make up stuff for you.
That'd be fun. Just don't
Yes,
lie.
I never lie. I just make
Okay,
stuff up.
there you go. So if you could be any kind of barnyard animal, what would it be?
Oh, you want the real answer right now?
Yeah.
I have no freaking clue. I'll have to go for a pig because people say I am. I could be a bit messy,
Okay.
and I have, and they have to stay in the mud because they don't have like sweat glands and stuff, and I'm always dying of the heat, so they're just trying to cool off, and that's all I try to do all the time.
All right. Well, we got a lot of pigs. So if you could be anything, like if you could be a bird, what's your favorite bird?
Oh, a bird. I don't know. I think I'd like to be. I don't know. I want to say something nice and like a beautiful bird, like a blue jay.
Okay.
But I feel like I'd be more like a crow, like Ajax from my comic. Also, because they scare the hell out of people, that might be fun.
Okay.
Um, you know. But yeah, that's probably it. Joe wants to know what time tomorrow.
6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if
Yes,
you're on the
that'd be. Sorry, go ahead. I was
if
going to
you're
say he's Eastern, so 7
oh
p.m. for you.
yeah, 7 p.m. on the East Coast, 4 p.m. on the West Coast.
I'm sorry. I should let you finish saying your sentences. It's a bad habit of me.
Me too. that's why we work so well. We finish each other's sandwiches.
Exactly. Actually, I would never share a sandwich with you.
Wow, you're mean.
It's not because I don't care. It's because I don't share my food.
I it's personal for me.
Okay. I don't share. I even used to tell my wife when we were dating,
Mhm.
You sure you don't want something? Like if we're, like she'll
No,
ask,
I'll
can I
just
get
pick off your plate. No, you won't.
no. So it like somebody, yeah, sure, yeah, can I just get a bite?
No.
There's a look that I get. I'm very protective of my food,
Mm-hmm.
and especially now that I'm on a strict diet.
Yeah.
There's a limited amount of what I'm eating. There's nothing going off my plate that doesn't go into my mouth.
Okay.
I'm very picky. Sorry, man.
No, it's totally fine. You know what? I get it. So you don't got to justify it to me, man.
Sharing food is a no-no for me.
Well, I'll share my food with you. Make you.
I'm happy to take that. I just
I'm
don't
sure you are.
share.
And I'm going to make sure it's something that kills you.
just give me a slice of bread.
Then you'll be out, and I'll take your plate, and I'll just start picking up.
Go for it. Go for it. Go for it.
Michael, it is always a pleasure being on Get In Tune. I love you. I love your audience. I love the show. Thank you for having me. It's always a lot of fun.
Thank you for coming on. Can you hang out backstage for a minute?
For a minute, yeah, I can do that for you.
Awesome. Let me do my closing. I'll see you in a moment.
All right, bye, folks.
All right, so that was Michael Cook, creator of Chucky Chicken, talented animator, director, writer. He's got a great team behind him. If you're not following him, it's Chucky Chicken Cartoons on YouTube, but go to chuckychickenscartoons.com and you can find him everywhere. Don't forget tomorrow, 7 p.m. to check out, excuse me, his show, which I just blanked on the name, and I have it on the other screen. Where is it? Clucking Crew. That's it. Yes. So check that out. I will be back on Monday night with the live draw, working on some more of the backgrounds, and I'll be back next week with another guest. So I will see you guys there. Thanks for everybody who tuned in. Thanks, Dylan, Kimberly, Joe, everybody. It was a great time. I'll see you guys later.